Welcome to Morganable, where we serve you with authentic news, stories, documentaries, updates, and modern-style insights on our society and the larger world, and more importantly, about places that fall under the radar of the mainstream media machinery. We invite you to embark on this exciting journey of enlightenment with us. Morganable, your vehicle of enlightenment.
Welcome to Morganable Media. Here are the top stories for the week. The federal government has filed a 10-count charge against 3 men who kidnapped pupils and teachers in Orire local government area of Oyo State. The suspects including Abdulrazak Umar, Yunusa Musa, and Samsu Sani are facing charges bordering on terrorism, kidnapping, concealment, incitement, membership of a prescribed terrorist group, and illegal gold mining. Prosecution alleged that the trio conspired to carry out the abduction, aided the kidnappers, concealed information about the plot, and professed membership of Darul Salam, an affiliate of the banned terrorist group Ansaru. The Supreme Court of Nigeria has ordered the final forfeiture of property belonging to former Central Bank of Nigeria Governor Godwin Emefiele. A 5-member panel of the Apex Court unanimously overturned an earlier Court of Appeal judgment that ordered a retrial of the case. The ruling restores the Federal High Court's forfeiture order, bringing Emefiele's legal challenge over the assets to an end. The Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway has been renamed after President Bola Tinubu. Minister of Works David Umahi announced the decision in Abuja, saying the 750-kilometer highway was inspired by a vision Tinubu conceived about 27 years ago while serving as governor of Lagos State. Umahi also disclosed that President Tinubu approved a 400-kilometer extension of the Fourth Legacy Highway, bringing its total length to about 1,100 kilometers. Andy Burnham has been elected leader of Britain's governing Labour Party and will become the United Kingdom's next Prime Minister, succeeding Keir Starmer. The result was announced by Home Secretary Shabana Mahmood, who said Burnham will officially assume office as UK's 7th Prime Minister on July 20. In his acceptance speech, Burnham pledged to restore public confidence in politics, saying Britain needs a new political direction and promising to deliver meaningful change. A bus full of school children returning from a trip has veered off the road in Uganda, killing 20 children and 1 adult. In a statement on X, Ugandan police said the bus from King David Junior School in Kampala was returning from a school trip to Sipi Falls in Kapchorwa district when it veered off the road after the driver lost control of the vehicle, struck a large stone along the roadside, and overturned. The statement said the crash claimed the lives of 1 adult male and 20 pupils, while 3 adult male and 7 juveniles sustained injuries. Nicaragua has cut diplomatic relations with Italy over its demand to extradite a former Red Brigade militant, Alessio Casimiri, who was convicted for his role in the 1978 kidnapping and killing of former Italian Prime Minister Aldo Moro. In a statement, Nicaragua's foreign minister said the decision was triggered by comments from Italian Foreign Minister Antonio Tajani, who criticized the Central American country for sheltering Casimiri. Moro, a former prime minister and leader of Italy's Christian Democrats, was kidnapped by the Red Brigades in March 1978 and was found dead in the trunk of a car 2 months later. While Casimiri has denied participating in the actual attack on Moro, he fled to Nicaragua in 1983 and was granted Nicaraguan citizenship in 1989. Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney has said Canada will not share toll revenues generated from a new $4.7 billion bridge connecting Windsor, Ontario and Detroit, Michigan until Canada recovers its initial investments with the United States. Speaking at a press briefing, Carney said an agreement that was made with McKagan in 2012 when Canada agreed to front the cost of the bridge states that Canada was entitled to collect toll profits until it recovered the cost of its bridge investments from the United States. Meanwhile, US President Donald Trump had last week said he had secured a much better deal for the US to allow the bridge's opening set for July 27. United States President Donald Trump has accused China of interfering in the 2020 election, alleging vulnerabilities in American voting systems. Trump, in an address at the White House, said he had declassified hundreds of intelligence files which supported his claims that Beijing had tried to sway the election in his opponent, Joe Biden's favor. In response to his speech, China's foreign ministry strongly denied the allegations of Chinese meddling in the 2020 presidential election, saying they were entirely fabricated and groundless. Indian activist and educationist Sonam Wangchuk has refused to end his indefinite hunger strike despite growing calls for him to do so. Speaking in a crowd at Jantar Mantar in Delhi, where he has been protesting, the activist stated that he had grown weak from the outside but maintained that he still had strength to continue. The activist has been protesting in support of an online satirical movement who are seeking the resignation of Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan after a key entrance exam for aspiring doctors was cancelled in early May following a paper leak. The 59-year-old has been on a fast for the past 20 days, consuming nothing but salt and water, and has lost more than 9 kilograms. The African Democratic Congress has called for an independent investigation into the death of a physiotherapist, Mary Habila, who was found dead at the residence of the Minister of Works, David Umahi, in Ebonyi State. In a statement by its National Publicity Secretary, Bolaji Abdullahi, the party urged the minister to step aside to allow a transparent investigation, insisting that the death of the citizen in the residence of a serving cabinet minister is a matter of public interest. The ADC said an independent inquiry, including a full autopsy and the public release of its findings, is necessary to establish the facts and restore public confidence. It argued that anything short of an independent probe would only fuel public speculation and weaken trust in government institutions. Ugandan opposition leader Kizza Besigye has rejected state-approved lawyers assigned to defend him in his treason trial with insistence that he must be represented by his preferred legal team. Besigye told the court that he had full confidence in his chosen lawyers, but said they were either arrested or barred from entering Uganda. The court has given him 2 weeks to decide whether to accept the state-appointed lawyers and adjourned the case until July 29. Besigye, who is a rival of President Yoweri Museveni, has been in detention since 2024 after he was allegedly abducted in Kenya and returned to Uganda. Finally, 29 countries have signed an agreement to establish the World AI Cooperation Organization. Confirming this, China says that its intergovernmental body aims to promote international cooperation and global governance in artificial intelligence. Representatives from the 29 countries, including Russia, Belarus, Serbia, Cuba, Brazil, and Venezuela, as well as 10 African and 12 Asian countries, signed the agreement as founding members. The organization's headquarters will be located in Shanghai, China. China proposed the creation of a World AI Cooperation Organization at last year's conference, but no countries had formally announced membership until now. And that's the top stories for the week from Morganable Media. Stay tuned.
Thanks for watching us today and for joining us on our journey of enlightenment. Morganable, the vehicle of enlightenment.